Greetings, programs, and welcome back to Crusader Kings 2. It's been a couple of weeks since I sat down and recorded the last episode, which of course went up while I was away. And I've come back to it with a bit of trepidation in my heart because I found a note pinned to my monitor. And the note said, "Ha ha, love caption guy." And I'm worried now because the last time I found such a note, it turned out he'd laced my toothpaste with chili powder. So that was a fun discovery. So I'm hoping it's nothing like that bad, but yeah, I'm slightly hesitant to unpause it now. I mean, everything looks the same. The only thing that I've actually changed since I started recording, like I usually sit down and look through the screens and see what's happening, and you know, if I can invest technology points, or if it's worth appointing new councillors, which I did a couple. I've got myself a more capable steward and a more capable chancellor, so that's quite useful. And I actually got the steward also raising taxes, so my balance should be, once this army's finished reinforcing, is of course my retinue army, I'm hoping that my income will go back up, and there we go, 13 gold a month with my Chancellor collecting taxes, so that's quite nice. Not the Chancellor, the steward. But I don't know. I mean, let's look at the King. He's still he's stressed. He's 66. That's not bad. He's still an imbecile. Oh wait. Oh, I see what you did there. Fake Scottish. Okay. Well played, caption guy. Is it just Yoda the second, or is it oh, okay, I don't how has he done this? No, fake Scottish is now a thing. Okay, he's changed everybody. Everybody that was Scottish is now fake Scottish. Okay then. I don't even want to know how he did that, but indeed, well played. Maybe he was slightly disapproving of my wanting to take advantage of his, well, there we go, having said England's in war. Well, actually, it looks like most of the wars are over. Still one war going. But, Sonny gets back on the throne as well. Yes, I don't know how he did that. I don't, but he did, and okay then. I think it's not going to cause... No, okay, it's still part of the Celtic culture group. So, Celtic rather. Yeah, the Celtic, the well-known football supporters culture group. The Celtic culture group, which means they're not going to treat me as a foreigner, my vassals, but fake Scottish. Okay. Anyway, no, it doesn't matter. It's just he will have his little jokes, won't he? Yeah. So, there's not a lot happening right now. We'll take a very brief look around Europe. I think Pisa retaking the Levant, I mean, that came up at the end of the last episode, so that's not news particularly, though it is slightly surprising because those kinds of crusades don't usually work out, but somehow Pisa did retake the Levant. I'm guessing they had lots of mercenary armies because Pisa, as I pointed out before, is the preeminent, in fact the only merchant republic in the entire Mediterranean, so they've got to be raking in the cash, and I think Gotland's got to be doing alright at this point as well, although if we compare economy-wise, actually that's around the Baltic, that's actually not looking too bad. That's partly because Gotland is there building trade posts and things, but it's not anything compared to how green this whole area is. So economically, the Mediterranean, that must be raking them in a fair bit of cash. Oh yes, he's in my prisons as well, isn't he? I could release him. I mean, he revolted against me. He was part of that revolt, but I also released the Grand Mayor, so I'll put him in house arrest. We might just let him go altogether, because the possibility of him revolting is probably quite low. In fact, I could ransom him for 145 gold, which doesn't especially make him like me any better, but 145 gold is not to be sniffed at. So I'll actually just check the factions page as well. And we've got my nephew, who's leading an independence faction, but it's literally just him, so that's nothing to worry about. And I got a bunch of gold, so I can invest that somewhere. Shipyard maybe? Or a barracks for in Castle Jedi. We'll do that. That's my main place I'm getting troops from at the moment. That's over 1,000 troops from there, so that's worth investing in that infrastructure. And somebody's attacking somebody else. What's going on here? Count Roderick of Stratharn's War for Albany. So he's rebelling against his ducal liege overlord. There's not a whole lot happening right now. I'm kind of dependent on this guy fabricating a claim for me, which is 6% yearly. Oh! Having said also, well, I was going to skip forward, but no, apparently the game had other ideas. This is possibly going to be a rather delicate period. So, it's now Jedi the Third. I didn't inherit... I had some weak claims on some Byzantian places, and I don't really... I was never intending to get those, so that's fine. And... it looks like... they're all favouring Anakin. Really? It's just come off as Anakin. I guess that's caption guys doing. I didn't have to manually do anything there. Like up till now I've been typing in the names, but anyway, the air nomination we'll go with Tanist Colin. He's fairly capable, and let's see, his stats aren't bad at all. So if he was the king after, yeah, he's quite young. There's a good chance he'll become king because Jedi the Third is 50, so that's not too bad. Also, Castle has finished construction in Moray, so I think that was something I did last episode. That's a very bad intrigue stat. Even so, he's not an imbecile, so that's something. I don't think I'm going to have any problem with... I'll actually just pause it, because the tingling of all the messages coming up can be a bit distracting, because sometimes it's important stuff. So anybody that particularly doesn't like me that's important. Duke of Lothian and... oh, the Grand Mayor of Dumfries. It's always a pity, a challenge. Why? What? A pity? Yeah, that... well played, Brain. That was definitely the right word. It's always a challenge trying to keep mayors, especially grand mayors, on side, because you get that wrong government type modifier, and it's quite tricky keeping people sweet. And also, we've got some contrasting thingies there. Envious minus 15. He wants County of Carrick, which is minus 25, and wrong government type minus 30. So that all adds up. Although I might be able to award honorary title. That gives plus 10. And who was the other Earl? Was it Lothian? It was 0. So we'll give. I'm so used to be able to right click with the newer versions of the game. Like still going back and forth between the versions. Like I wish there was some way I could upgrade this to the newer version of the game, but there just is not. Like all the way of life stuff's quite interesting. I've probably said that in some previous episode. And we'll make him Keeper of the Swans, and that will make him like me slightly better. Foreigner minus 8. What's his? He's Scottish. Oh, it's why am I getting the? We're in the same culture group. I don't know. Maybe that does have an effect. Anyway. That's all Tanistry messages. I don't think we're having any immediate threat of civil war. Pick an ambition, improve martial ability, improve intrigue. We'll go for martial ability because... okay, I apparently stumbled over my words. That's not at all a Jedi trait, no. It's hard being friends with someone more ambitious than yourself, and lately Yilva has been pushing me to accept my talents beyond my limits. Ambitious? Although ambitious in a king... no, I didn't get it anyway. But ambitious in a king doesn't really Doesn't really make a difference. Right, educate child, and Edith can take kids at the moment, so you can educate somebody. I think if you have more than 3 wards with a single character, like if you're trying to have more than 2 kids be educated by a single character, it can cause them to be stressed, which is bad if you're the character in question. But it's a subtle way of, like, if there's somebody you don't like, you can just send all your kids to them and just watch as they get increasingly stressed trying to deal with it. Anyway, yeah, things seem to be relatively stable, because sometimes changing monarchs can be a very, like, people can take it as an excuse to actually declare war or whatever, but it doesn't look like that's the problem there. And that's just an internal, caption guy versus caption guy there. So that's the civil war they're down to. But it appears to be fine, so we are going to skip ahead here. There's not a whole lot doing right now, so hopefully something will happen, and it will be interesting, and then I can say words about it, because that's basically how this series works, right? Anyway, I shall catch you in just a moment. So here we are with one of the events related to my ambition, one of the potential events related to my ambition, which is to increase my martial skills. So this might cost me a bit of money, but we'll give it a go, see what the event chain brings us. And also the other thing that has happened in the meantime is that Colin, the ginger, appropriately ginger Colin, who is the Tannist, he's also gone off to join the Knights Templar, so that's quite interesting. He's not the first. Who was that? Was it Yoda? Or no, it's oh, I don't know. There was somebody. It might even have been Jedi the Third. Actually, there was somebody that ran off previously to join the Knights Templar, and now Colin has as well. But he's still the Tannist, and as far as I know, even though you get a message popping up saying they'll be forever disinherited, actually, I think under a Tannistry, he's still the leading candidate. So if I died now, I would still then play as Colin there. The other thing that I've tried to do is institute medium crown authority, because as I have got a new character to play with, that then means I can change laws at that point, potentially, if I have the ability to. But as you can see, not everybody is for it, so I might have to start buttering people up. And it might work against me, of course, because there might be people that decide, we don't like that, we're going to have a civil war to lower crown authority. Which would be a problem if everybody came out at once against me, so we're going to have to be careful about that. But if I were to give this guy a gift, for instance, Duke Gospatrick, I could place somebody in his court, which might well how about a Countess of Clydesdale? Would that give me a plus? Sometimes if you can place them with the person directly or place them in their court, it will give you a plus reputation bonus with them. But I'm not sure it's going to in this case. I mean, they'll let me do it, but if I want a reputation bump, I might have to give him a gift. And that's not going to be cheap. 56 gold for 29 reputation. I think we'll do that, though. I can kind of afford it right now, so he might come on side as far as that goes. And also, talking of Crown Authority, this message just popped up, so we'll ignore that. The lower the Crown Authority in England, the better it is for me, because the more likely there is to be internal conflict. And if I actually look at her direct holdings, she's only got the Duchy of Essex and the county and 2 counties, so that's Bedford and Wiltshire, and the rest are all held by her vassals. And it looks like of those, Mercia is still by far the most powerful in terms of how much land he holds, although York looks like he's fairly rich as well. But of the ones I'm interested in, these are both vassals of Mercia, so yeah, it's not only that he directly holds all that land, but he's also got those two as his vassal. And she did get limited crown authority law, but that's not too bad for me still. Let's see, the Duchy of Lancaster, I don't think he's really... no, he's only got Derby. So he's a very weak duke in comparison, so yeah. As ever, if I could charm this guy over to my side or incite him to rebel. But the options for setting stuff like that up, it's a bit more unpredictable compared to EU4, because in EU4 you can go, right, support these rebels, you know, you can go to a specific group and say support this faction for independence or whatever, whereas in this game you can send your chancellor down somewhere and cross your fingers and hope that they do what you want them to do. And also I will upgrade, yeah, castle walls. I could possibly rename this. What shall we rename it? Alderaan, maybe? Why not? If I can remember how to spell it. I think it's Alderaan. Yes, that looks right. I possibly will look back later and facepalm over having spelt it wrong, but anyway, it got blown up by the Death Star. There's none of them left around to complain about it anyway, so I can spell it how I want it, basically. I am the king, after all. A troubadour and his wife, Trobarits, that's a word I've never encountered before. That's a female troubadour, I guess. They've arrived from Occitania. Their performances range from vulgar satires to political cervantes, and everything in between, including songs and poems of courtly love. I hope they know Falcon Lead. I can get +1 intrigue. And my intrigue's terrible. Is it actually going to give me any intrigue at all? Base 2, -4. So it's going to go to, well, we'll do that, -1. Or I could get the trait charitable, which is quite useful. But I already have it, so we'll actually just go with that. I mean, it doesn't actually affect... I'd need more events to help me get better intrigue to finally get that positive, but he is just, he does not know. He just trusts everybody apparently and has no idea what's going on around him. And shut up, caption guy, I know what you're thinking. Anyway, I think we're going to skip ahead again here because there's still no progress on making this claim, and otherwise it's just me building things occasionally and trying to keep the dukes happy and trying to get this law passed. So that's not very interesting to watch. So yeah, I shall see you in just a moment. Well, there are some heavy shades of deja vu here. Having checked the leisure and seen that taking on England at the moment would be slightly silly just in terms of manpower numbers, I then transferred my Chancellor to Ireland, and wouldn't you know it, having spent ages in England trying to fabricate a claim, I transfer the guy to Ireland and hey presto, I have a claim. Okay, well played game. So we're going to obviously press it. It does use up most of my remaining gold, but I can then... See, he's not even been there long enough that I can immediately withdraw him. He's stuck there until November. I will basically make a move. So I'm going to get my retinues down there to begin with. And then I'll raise troops. Also just check. His martial skill's not very good. He has got a decent state marshal though. He's also got 3 allies. County of Gwent in Wales. Petty Queen of Tara, which is there we go, in Dublin, and a bishopric, which is not really important. So yeah, we're gonna have to watch out for those Dubliner forces coming up, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. So let's drop the speed first off, and then we will declare war. And apparently I could have just... Oh, I didn't realise he had a claim on it already. But we're going to just go with the claim that I fabricated because I've spent money on it, damn it. I'm going to get my, you know, satisfaction out of this. As it were, my money's worth. Immediately march those troops in. That should be enough to take whatever forces he's got. And I'll race the rest of them and meet them up in Oriel. I can then march them down into Dublin because I'm pretty sure they will come into the war. Be surprised if they didn't. So actually speed things up a bit here. This should be a fairly minor war, although again we've been here before in terms of, oh, it'll be fine, it won't take long, and then so the Count of Gwent has come into the war. Also I got 100 prestige for personally being in battle. Apparently I'm leading part of this army, although I don't think I can see the army leaders when you're in siege view like that. Laws of Army have improved the minimal city taxes law. I think that's not, no, that's not what I'm trying to do, which is Crown Authority. So it looks like just Gwent so far though. I don't really have to worry about that. Oh, is this someone I can ransom? Ransoms are always very useful. No. Okay then. Important messages there. Barracks have been built. That's quite nice. I'll just move the rest of the troops in there then. Get the sieging done that much quicker. And that shouldn't take too long at all. Oh, wow, he did not last long. He lasted about 2 years, and this is not so great having Colin. I mean, he's going to last longer unless he gets assassinated or something, but the fact that he's immediately... yeah, this is not going to be good for the stability of the realm, especially, but most of them, apart from the Duke of Lothian, most of them seem to sort of like me. Can I give him a... No, I don't have any honorary titles to give right now. So also, I should pick an ambition. Paragon of Virtue, Exalted Among Men, which is a prestige thing. Learning or Diplomacy. Let's go with Diplomacy. That's probably going to be a bit more useful than Learning. And we'll also have a look at who the favoured successor is. Mace Windu. Who's this dude here, who actually doesn't have such a great set of stats, so we might favour somebody else. Who's next? Key Edimundi. It's terrible intrigue and terrible learning. I'm honestly thinking she might be a better choice, but she's not matrilineally married to anybody. The Count of, yeah, we'll go with him. And once again, we'll try and get Medium Crown Authority passed. Although it's literally just me voting for it this time, apparently. Improving your central authority, as it were, it's a lot easier when you're a smaller state because you've got fewer people to persuade, basically. Once you start to get bigger, it then becomes much more of a problem, and people declaring civil wars to try and lower it become much more of a threat because you... oh, she did join in, okay. If you lose and the Crown Authority goes down, it becomes much more problematic trying to get it back up again. Let's see how the siege is going. Actually speed that up slightly. Those forces, well, we can easily beat them. And I suspect Oriel can probably hang on long enough to let me oh, I can now ransom him. That's useful. It's only 10 gold, but well, are you gonna... No, apparently you're not gonna. Normally if that's highlighted it means yes you can, but in this case no. Well, it's only 10 gold, we'll just release him rather than have him clutter up the place. So this siege is nearly done, and then we've got a church which might take a while. That looks relatively well defended, and that city might take a while as well, actually. So having got that first level of siege complete, I'm actually going to march my forces over here, attack that army, and then march back to Connacht. And that buys me a little bit of time, because if I bloody those forces a bit, then the more troops I kill of theirs, the longer they have to wait to then siege, and actually kill quite a lot of their troops as well. Let's not forget, I've still got Edith leading troops here, and she's got a big, she's got plus 30. Although, was it not plus 50 before? Or am I misremembering? Also, apparently he's, oh, I clicked on the wrong thing there. She's maimed. I don't know. I could have sworn. Anyway, let's see what his offer is. No, wait, I'm enforcing, well, whatever. Surrender under the following terms. Yes, accept. Well, it's a very short war, which is good. Short and relatively bloodless. Having just killed 1,600 people on the field of battle, you know, relatively bloodless. It's fine. Right, I can create the title. Oh, I can create Kingdom of Ireland, apparently. Is it just a matter of not enough cash? It is. Right, we'll create the Duchy of Connacht, and bam, there we go. Give that to Count Anakin, who, I can't remember actually, is he the... No, that's Mace Windu. That's the... He's in Ulster somewhere. So grant landed title, we'll say Duchy of Connacht, include lower titles. Bam! He now likes me. And I can also now create Ireland once I have enough cash in the pot. Where am I looking? Laws. That might make him more favourable in terms of... oh, we lost Edith. Let's just have a moment of silence for Edith, because she was... as I said at the time, in 400 plus hours of playing CK2, I had never had an event, that particular event, fire up before. So let's just... You served your country well, Edith. You served your country well. So, I need a new marshal, and it's going to be tough finding someone quite as good as Edith. But maybe... oh, Count of the Isle of Man, 20. That's still pretty respectable. And he wants to become marshal, so that's going to be 21. So that's alright. And I could also get my Chancellor back, actually. Now, if I could create Ireland, at that point all I have to do is just... like I then have de jure claims on all the remaining Irish dukes and counts, because they're all de jure vassals. So rather than spending money on trying to fabricate claims in Ireland, at this point I just need to save enough money to create the title, and then bam, I've got the claims just without even having to try. Also, let's see if we can get someone better as a Chancellor, because 10 is not that high. And the Mayor of Mabel wishes to become Chancellor, so I could. He'll be 14, but if I make the Duke of Albany Chancellor, he'll actually like me more. It's free, you know, reputation, basically, so it's a nice bump there. And we'll just check that there's no one better for the Spymaster job. No. Steward, almost. Duncan's almost as good, but not quite good enough. So 2 children lacking guardian, that's fine, because they were both with Edith. Yeah, we'll go with that. And he needs somebody that could maybe give him better skills. Although there's not that many years left, like he's got literally 2 years left before he comes of age, so it's probably not going to have that big of an effect. Let's go with this courtier. And also reuse Jasonson. He needs a wife, so we'll try and set him up with... Is there anyone with a title? Actually, let's pause that while we're looking. The Count of Tiviotdale's War for Lothian. Okay then. More internal rumblings. This is why I want higher crown authority, because vassals and their vassals won't be able to do that anymore, which is quite useful in terms of keeping a stable realm. a Princess of Alania, which is... oh, France has split. Hello. France and Aquitaine. Maybe? They're a royal house. It would be... no, it wouldn't be an alliance. In fact, I wouldn't get an alliance from any of these because he's only my nephew, I think. I think that's why. In which case we will marry for stats. And his stats aren't particularly great. Greedy's only her... oh, she's deceitful as well. She's not bad though. I mean, she's got a pretty decent set of the stewardship especially. Although, let's have a look at diplomacy. Maybe we want to go with his already best stat, you know, enhance it a bit further. I'm not seeing anyone particularly fantastic and super. I will just go with this Norwegian princess. Although, apparently she's only the relative of a count. So she must be from a junior branch of the Norwegian royal family. Anyway, that's fine. She's now in the court. I seem to have a fair few, like he's got Norwegian culture as well, because his father was Norwegian, which is probably from his mother's side? I don't know. Hey, there we go. Possibly technology points. I sent my spy master down to spy in the court of England to try and steal their technology, and it appears to have been successful. So yeah, that will have given me 50 points on one of these branches, but it's not enough to actually spend. So that's a bit unfortunate, and still nobody wants to vote. Come on, medium crown authority, it's not going to be that painful. Your own vassals will stop declaring war on you over and over. Surely that's a good thing. Anyway. So we'll skip ahead here. There's not that much happening still, to be honest. I think the most entertaining thing that happened in this entire episode was... this. Yeah, okay. But the expansion into Ireland's going quite well. The fact that I can now create the Kingdom of Ireland, that crown, that's going to be useful. And if I get to the point where I can create 3 crowns, I was going to say I can create a empire, but no, I can't, because I don't have the point where that came into the game, where you could create your own kingdom and empire titles. That's not in this version. This is before that point, so I can't. The only way I can create an imperial title is if I basically take the vast majority of the British Isles, and then I can create Britannia. So anyway, never mind. No, I can't be an empire. No, I can ransom this. No, I can't. Why does nobody want to pay their ransoms? They're all just cheapskates. Also, hold a grand tournament. Well, I could, but we're gonna wait because I am saving up the money. Anyway, yeah, I shall see you all in just a moment. So literally, like 60 seconds after I made that last jump cut. This event, yes, my roots may be fake Scottish, but I identify more with the Scottish people I rule. Scottish customs are superior. Never, I am still fake Scottish. I know what caption guy would want me to pick. I'm just imagining now if this was like a Twitch stream or something, like I would just totally throw it to the chat. But I know what they'd pick as well, so you know what? Oh god, I'm just gonna roll with it. Okay, caption guy, I'm just gonna roll with it. I am gonna take your hazing with good grace and just silently curse you under my breath, because you know that's how I do things. Yeah, it's almost as if the game knows somehow. Anyway, back to jumping forward into the future, I think. Well, we finally have enough cash, so I am going to not create it, because apparently I need 200 piety and I have only 149. Well, okay, never mind that then. But yeah, again, civil wars, they really don't like house capturing. They're actually they have an offensive war going against Navarra, which is basically Brittany at this point. Although they've got some holdings down in Spain still, but they have possibly been called in by. Let's see if we can find out who they're at war with. Yeah, no, it seems to be just England and Navarra. Okay. And the other civil war is the Duke of Kent. And he's managed to get Mercia. So even though... who is the Duke of Kent? Where is the Duke of Kent? Oh, there's the Duke of Kent. Okay. Even though it's only Kent, Mercia and Northumberland, Mercia, like I said, by far the most powerful Duke in England right now. So... once again, Cynigoth has troubles. I also noticed a thing about France. They're both kings. They're both capes. I don't know how the titles split. Probably because of inheritance laws. But his heir is not of the Capet dynasty. He was actually matrilineally married. So the heir to France is actually Irish. So that's going to be interesting. I don't think France is suddenly going to turn Irish, but it would be kind of interesting if it did. You know, it's unlikely, but you never know. But once again, I am also trying to stake that claim on Northumberland because these wars are just too good to give up the opportunity of, like, England is in such a weakened state. They will have lost at least a third of their forces. Like, there's me, Scotland, and I've got 1,300, and England's at about half that now. Last time I checked, I was at about 1,100, and they had like 9.5. Not 1,100. 1,100 would be bad. 11,000, and they were at 9,500, and that was a bit close to call. So, as it is, England would be fairly easy pickings. At least they'd be easy to beat on the battlefield, is what I mean. But we're down to this unreliable 4.5% chance a year of actually fabricating a claim. And is there anyone else I can actually have better right now? Apparently there is. Okay. Let's put him on the council. He doesn't like me very much, but he'll like me slightly better now. Oh, also, Tanist Ki Adi Mundi. And he is the current potential heir. So let's try and get him married to somebody good. There's no eligible countesses or anything at the moment, which is a bit unfortunate. Ideally, I want someone with a good pair of skills for these two. Because the McJedis are noticeably lacking in guile and cunning. Yeah, I know, sometimes I do capturing guy's job for him. But anyway, no, we're struggling a bit here. She's not bad, but she's 27. Oh, 26. Maybe a little on the old side, but apart from Roth, honest, let's go with her. And she's from the court of Navarra, so that's interesting. I can still hold the Grand Tournament. I am holding on to that cash. And I can get more cash, potentially. More prestige, more cash. Prestige actually might be more useful right now. Cash isn't really a problem. As you can see, I think Colin II, he's probably going to last a while. He's only 24, so unless there are dastardly plots originating from south of the border, I think we'll be alright. And he's... oh yeah, no, they're both vassals of, that's right, Mercia, so that's fine. I'm not even directly attacking England right now, it's Mercia. I wonder if there's any claims I can press, actually, just going to war with England for the excuse of going to war with England. No, no, can't declare war on him, okay. No claims I can press. Oh, that's unusual. Like, I have the option of proposing a female heir as a Tanist, but you don't tend to see the AI doing it. Also, I managed to get medium crown authority through. I'm not quite sure how, but Yeah, see, she's not bad, but she's married to somebody else, and her heirs would not be of the right dynasty. Okay, that's fine, that doesn't really matter. Medium crown authority means my vassals can't declare war on each other anymore, so no more of those small annoying wars. The good burghers of Inverness are barely able to pay their taxes. Our coffers are empty. Haha! Screw you, Inverness. Vote on minimal city taxes now. I could bribe him for 88 gold. An absurd request. Well, I don't want to annoy the new Grand Mayor of Dumfries, who actually likes me a little bit. Although, well, -1. Better than the last guy. We'll go with bribe him. 88 gold, but I can afford it. So, come on, this piety is taking forever. Although, plus 3.23 a year, that's actually not bad at all. I think what I'll do is, once we've got sufficient piety to create the Irish title, the Irish Kingdom title, I think I'll wrap up the video there, because we must be getting on for 40 plus minutes now with this video. It's not been the most interesting, eventful session, but we've had 3 kings, I've had a successful war, and we're about to have another kingdom title to add to our, you know, so that's alright. It's not been that bad, it's been quite successful. It's just, it's not been very, in terms of expanding or whatever. It's not been that eventful. Also, that's a bit unfortunate. So that's Duchess Maud now. Who's her heir? Okay, that's her sister, I'm guessing. So I need a new steward. And Duncan, you're back on the spot. And we'll put him... Actually, not those two we want. Just money. Give me money. I'm guessing he actually had another son in the meantime. So I think... Yeah... Caption guy. And no, we saw that event pop up, didn't we? There was somebody else that had a son or a daughter that had the fake Scottish culture group. So yeah, yeah, caption guy. You know, he's been thorough at least. I don't even know how he's had to delve into the files to do that, but he has somehow. Invite Prince Mace Windu. Yes. And he can show me his purple lightsaber. Wait, what? I rushed around trying to get everyone to work harder, not smarter. And that's a plus 25 event, apparently, so that's quite nice. So he likes me a little bit more, I like him a little bit more. That's not too shabby. And I've gained 1 diplomacy. So there we go. I can now put my ambition into improved learning. And we'll get events up until the point where that gets to 8 or greater. And it's quite useful sometimes if you're sitting at 7 and you pick the ambition and it gives you a +2 event, so it's like, hooray, you get a freebie. Anyway, Prince Remulus, there we go, that was the one that came up. Apparently there's been a Jedi called Remulus at some point, so today we learned. Educate child, and let's pack him off to her. She's got a fairly good all-round decent set of stats. And Jerusalem is just, yeah, going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Good luck with that, Pisa. You've got the money to, you know, do it. Although it must be a pain shipping those troops across, but I don't know. They've held on to it for long enough that they might now be able to muster a reasonable number of troops within that area itself. But even so, this is what they're facing. So yeah. Do I want to give him a barony? I could give him Alderaan, I suppose. But even so, I've kind of run out of, like, there aren't any additional baronies I could build potentially. Although if I get Northumberland, I might want to hold it directly. I don't know, Alderon's not giving me that much. Shall we do it? I've not really invested much into it. It's basically 2 levels of castle walls. Ah, go on then. He's served me faithfully. Let's give him that barony. The barony of Alderon. So there we go. Who's declaring war on Poland? What? Why am I getting that message? I don't know. Someone's declaring war on Poland. And also, there we go, 210. So, we're about ready to wrap this video up. But first, before we do, I'll go da-da-da-da. Yay, Kingdom of Ireland. Oh, yeah. So that's a pair of Kinglum... What? I was gonna say either Kingdom or Kingly. And then, instead I said Kinglum. Okay. But that's a pair of kingly titles, which means extra prestige. And you get a big prestige bump from just creating a kingly title. But even then, holding a kingly title, it's quite good. Although if you hold too many, people... I don't know if it's an issue with this version of the game, but later on, if you hold too many and you haven't created an empire, then people start to... start to think you're holding all the things for yourself, basically. But it's more of an issue with ducal titles. But it also means that I can now go declare war, and I've got de jure claims on all these remaining places in Ireland. So I can now much more easily consolidate my power base in Ireland. Like I can get more vassals, and then that then later means more troops, and that makes taking on England a lot easier. So although this episode hasn't been the most eventful in terms of stuff happening, that was quite a big one. That helps me really lay the groundwork for the future. So we might see things accelerating apace after I have managed to fully take over Ireland. So that's what the next episode is going to be. It's going to be lots of wars in Ireland, and they're probably not going to be very happy about that, but it must be done. While England is weak and distracted, I will consolidate my own power base, and then we shall be ready for them. Oh my, yes, we shall. So if you enjoyed this episode, you can leave any comments below. You can hit the like button, you can subscribe to my channel, and as always, stay tuned for more.